Hi, lesson 2, understanding retail business. Now we're looking at online retailing. If you see this little icon, the super girl, then for supermarkets and super retailing, then that's where the super help's going to come from. What this lesson is about is understanding the different forms of retail, and this one is specifically looking into online retailing. So we're going to start off with making sure you understand online retailing and then the impact it's had on retailers, and then we're going to look at how technology has actually developed and evolved on online retailing. And if you look at the jobs down the bottom, we're starting to get more up-to-date jobs, more jobs that you might even want to start thinking about. Here's your work list for this lesson. Whilst it looks like quite a long list, it's not actually. The tasks are quite small. It's on here so that you've got something to make sense of as you work your way through the lesson, and you can use it as a tick sheet to tick off that you've completed the lesson. If you want to, click on each of the speakers by each paragraph. It's just reading it out to you, but also have a think about why those particular words have got a highlight colour or emboldened, because they are the key words you're going to need to remember for your exam. Online shopping, which is also referred to as e-commerce and e-tailing, is a form of electronic commerce which allows consumers to directly buy goods or services from a seller over the internet. The internet has changed buying habits, and e-commerce is now a very important part of the retail industry and is continuing to grow. More recently, there has been an increase in sales from wireless handheld devices. This is referred to as m-commerce. The internet has made it much easier for retailers of all sizes and in different markets to sell their products and services to a wider range of customers. Selling online also allows the retailer to offer a wider range of products and services to sell, as a physical store is not needed to display all the products. This is particularly useful if the retailer is selling large, bulky products, a bit like furniture. Very few businesses today can afford to ignore the internet. To do so will extremely restrict their competitiveness. Online retailing allows customers to buy products without visiting a physical store. The constant development of new technology will result in a continuing development of new forms of online retailing. Examples of online retailing at the moment: the retailer's own website, like you know, third-party marketplace. Now, the third-party marketplace is a phrase you need to remember. These are things as Amazon, eBay, Etsy, I'm sure you know lots more, and social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. Can't say that one properly, I call it Pininterest. Now, initially when the social media sites first came out, they didn't actually start off with any commerce or any online trading, but now they're actually starting to include it. Here's your first investigation. First of all, name an online retailer that you or your parents recently used to buy a product in the normal circumstances. Explain the reason why you bought your product online and not in the physical store. That's in the normal circumstances. Produce a poster. It can be on paper, it can be online or digitally, on Word or Publisher preferably if you have Publisher. Produce a poster showing the biggest online retailers in the UK. So maybe you need to find out quite a few. Maybe you've got to decide what makes them the biggest number of stores, the biggest number of sales. It's up to you. Number 3, explain the difference between the retailer's own site, its own website, a third-party marketplace, and social media retailing. Maybe you can even find one company, one retailer who's got their presence on all 3 distribution channels in all 3 areas. Number 4, design a homepage. You don't have to literally design the homepage. You can actually draw it on paper. You can actually use Word or Publisher to create the homepage using shapes and text boxes. Design a homepage for an online shop for one of the following independent retailers. For one of them: pet shop, car dealership, flower shop, or a gift shop. Before you design your page, look at examples online to make sure you include all the relevant information and design features. So here's a short snip about Ocado, and you'll need to use the online links to investigate them further. You've got 2 questions about a dedicated online retailer, don't forget, and this is specifically about Ocado Group. Explain what is meant by a dedicated online retailer, and then number 2, find out more about Ocado and produce a one-sided fact sheet about Ocado. Most large established businesses have an online presence in addition to physical stores and other distribution channels. The growth of online shopping has had a negative effect on some retailers who have been unable to compete with the wider choice and lower prices which are often associated with online sales. See if you can investigate and find out who Woolworths used to be in the UK. Just as an aside anyway. Many small and local businesses which have been unable to make the transition to e-commerce have been forced to close. Can you think of any local shops where that's happened? Advantages of online retailing. Increase the size of potential customers. A retailer can expand its market beyond just local customers. Sales can go beyond the local area to the whole of the UK and the world. But some small retailers have to cope with that. For small retailers, this allows them to sell internationally and export their products abroad. But again, they've got to think about whether they can cope with that level of demand. Next, they're open 24/7. The internet never closes. Customers can buy online at a time that suits them. This can increase sales as many people have busy lives and are not restricted by the opening and closing times that physical stores have. Easy to access the market. The internet can level the playing field for small businesses as it is fairly straightforward to set up an online shop or sell through third-party marketplaces like Amazon and eBay. Reduce costs. Selling online can remove the need to pay for expensive retail premises and in-store staff. One of the main reasons why physical stores are closing is the increased costs of property rent, rates and pay. Personalisation of customers. The internet allows retailers to gather a lot of information about customers and their buying habits. Website analytical tools give retailers an insight into customers and their needs so they can target products and offers to the right customers and use marketing tools to target new customers. Think about how many times you've clicked on things and you've actually had to accept cookies. Those cookies are looking at what you're looking at, they're collecting that information about what you click on and what videos you look at, and those are analysed to give you the right product offer when you're looking at Instagram or any of the other social media sites. Click on each one to hear the disadvantages, the downsides for online retailing. Disadvantages of online retailing. Website costs. Designing and creating an effective website can be expensive. A simple, cheap website is possible, but how will this appeal to customers if other businesses have advanced websites that look and work well? Other costs can include security, payment methods for customers, and website maintenance. If a retailer is selling a wide range of products, then this can add cost to maintain a professional look and accessibility. Our favourite sweet shop, Mrs. Russell Sweets and Treats in Madeley, she's recently closed down her website and she's just kept her Facebook page to maintain her business. Warehousing costs. Even if there is no physical store, an online retailer will still have to store its products in a physical warehouse or storage facility. The warehouse must be efficient in filling orders in a short period of time and deal with returns. These facilities will need staff. Marketing and advertising costs. With so much competition and the use of comparison websites, it is important that online retailers have a healthy marketing budget to make sure customers are aware of its online store. Competition is fierce, and if a retailer has many competitors, it is important to be high on the search list through search engines, and this can cost quite a lot. This is called search engine optimization, and there are actually jobs in this. Security. As with physical stores, there is a need to make sure online retailers protect their stock and their customers. With the rapid growth of the internet, criminals have worked out ways to steal from online retailers and their customers. There is a need for up-to-date security systems to make sure the website and transaction processes are protected. The reputation of the retailer can be damaged if customer details are stolen or fraudulent transactions, fraud, can take place. Establishing customer trust. For a retailer selling online for the first time, it can be difficult to develop a good reputation and a strong brand. Online customer service is as important as it is in a physical store. With no face-to-face communication, it can be difficult to establish customer trust. Your task. Explain how selling products through the internet may 1. Reduce costs for a retailer and 2. Increase costs for a retailer. So it's both sides of the argument. Second question. Select a local small-scale retailer, maybe something just in your area, just in Wellington or just in Hadley. Select a local small-scale retailer that only sells through its physical store. So generally a small-scale retailer, a small-scale shop. Describe the product it sells and its customer base. Customer base means who goes there, who is the general profile of who shops there, age range, gender, what type of job you think they do. Imagine they are now intending to create a website and start selling online. Write a short report for them explaining the benefits and drawbacks if they go and sell online. Internet opportunities. The internet and the use of search engines has made accessing customers a great deal easier than in the past. All a business needs to sell its product is a decent website, some form of payment processing, and shop software. All of this can be created for less than £500. In fact, there are thousands of entrepreneurs running their businesses through auction sites such as eBay, which is a third-party site, with hardly any fixed costs at all. Fixed costs are the ones not directly linked to the products. All of these businesses mean extra competition for existing traditional businesses. All of these online businesses are extra competition for the traditional high street business that's only on the high street. So all of these businesses online are actually going to lower the prices for all customers. A comparison of prices has become a great deal easier for customers. Using the web, individuals can carry out their own research or use comparison sites such as Money Supermarket to find the best deal across a huge range of products. This access to pricing information has had an impact on prices charged by businesses. It has been argued by economists that the increase in internet shopping has had a direct impact on lowering inflation rates. Your next task. Using moneysupermarket.com, look for the best deals for mobile phones. In fact, let's create a table of the best deals for mobile phones. Explain why this website is useful to shoppers, include what information it gives. On your table, find each phone, find up to 5 phones and look at what you can get as a customer for each phone. Discuss the benefits and drawbacks to retailers of shoppers using these comparison websites. M-commerce is the buying and selling of goods and services through wireless handheld devices such as mobile phones and tablets. This means having your retail outlet in your consumer's pocket. Through mobile technology, it is now possible to reach customers 24 hours a day. M-commerce does not mean buying, it is about providing customers with product information and promotions. Consumers use M-commerce to compare prices online, take photos for future reference, and research their potential purchases online. In an era of rapid change and increasingly advanced technology, it is certain that online shopping will continue to evolve. Who can guess how we will be shopping in 5 or 10 years' time? Businesses will have to keep up with the technological changes or face being left behind. Competitors will look to use new technology to gain sales, and consumers will always demand new and improved experiences when spending their money. It is likely that m-commerce will continue to grow, and the challenge to online retailers and smartphone manufacturers is to improve the online experience through more compatible software, multiple screens, easy checking out procedures and improved security procedures. One other possible change in future years is the growth of the personalisation of the online shopping experience. With the increased amount of data that is available online and the growth of social media, it could be possible for the consumer to have more control of the buying of products online. Another area of growth is social shopping, where consumers interact with each other on social platforms. Retailers can join this conversation and offer products that match the profile of the engaged consumers. Digital media. The advancement in digital media has been one reason for the rapid growth of online shopping and social media websites. Digital media includes a wide range of computer software, including imagery, videos, audio, web pages, games and e-books that can be communicated via the internet and computer networks. The development of digital media has impacted on traditional media such as print and analogue media. For example, the sales of newspapers and music through CDs have declined as a result of consumers purchasing music digitally. Digital media is used by a wide range of retailers of all sizes, and digital methods of communication and marketing are faster and more versatile than traditional methods. Digital marketing is used on websites, blogs, internet banner adverts, online videos, and email and mobile marketing. Digital marketing costs less than traditional offline marketing methods. An email or social media campaign, for example, can communicate a marketing message to consumers for much less than a TV ad or print campaign and yet reach a wider audience. It can be used by businesses of all sizes and allows smaller scale businesses to compete with larger multinational companies. Social media. Social media has drastically changed in the way in which a business can communicate with its customers. These interactive platforms are used by over 2 billion people in the world. Most internet users use a social media website on a regular basis. The most popular of these social websites have become a huge source of information for retailers and new platforms to target consumers. Think about the sites that you go on and think about how many adverts, suddenly with the right products, are right in front of you. Having the right social media presence is very important for retailers. A recent survey carried out in the UK reported that nearly 80% of consumers would buy more often in the future because of a brand's presence on social media. Many retailers, small and large, will carry out social media campaigns as part of their marketing process. That's it, you've got to the end of lesson 2, so here's the checklist again. So here's the items you need to go through and tick off that you've done it so that you know you've completed the lesson.